13 minutes past 12 o'clock, it's BBC Oxford with Louisa Hannan now. Whether it's a best man speech or a presentation at work, most of us, I would say, have had to do some form of public speaking, yet it's still, I find, one of the most scariest things possible. However, one group can help you perfect your skills and certainly gain a bit of confidence. That group is the ISIS Speakers Group, and joining me from it now are Julianne Kissack and Gavin Hageman. It's been lovely to see you. Thank you very much for coming in, to both of you, and battling through the weather. Julianne, first of all, describe the group for us. Describe exactly what you do.
Thanks for having us today, Louisa. This is a very exciting opportunity for both Gavin and I to promote both clubs, actually. Gavin and I respectively belong to two clubs, Gavin with the ISIS Speakers Club in Oxford and myself with the Oxford Speakers Club. Mm-hmm. And both of them are actually Toastmasters groups. And we both meet at the Oxford Town Hall on Abingdon Road in Oxford. And essentially what the club is about is it's open to all members who want to join. And people come from all different walks of life. We have students, professionals, anyone really who wants to improve their public speaking, maybe conquer some of those fears that we all seem to have about getting up and talking in front of people. And it's really just a great environment to practice your public speaking skills. It's structured to the point where a typical meeting, and I'll let Gavin describe some of this as well, but we run through two different halves of a meeting. The first is very informal, and we have something called table topics, where people are welcome to present if they feel like getting up and talking for 2 minutes on very general topics, from what did you do over your Christmas vacation to, tell us about a traumatic experience in your day or anything really. And then the second half of the meeting is more formalized, where members will actually prepare a speech, deliver that speech, and then those speeches are evaluated by another member in the club. So really the aim is to practice all different types of speaking skills and really just get that exposure and practice in with speaking. So.
I don't know, what kind of people come to your group? Because I would imagine what you've just described there sounds absolutely terrifying. Walking into a group full of strangers and being asked to talk about something for 2 minutes fills me with complete dread. So why would people want to do that on a voluntary basis?
Great question. And I love that question for a very personal reason, and that is when I started public speaking, I mean, you couldn't find a more shy, terrified girl, I suppose, than myself. And really, Toastmasters and public speaking has changed my life. And the aspects about it, I think, that are so important is that it's such a comfortable environment to try. And what I really love to tell people, and what I truly believe in has actually, and I know this sounds dramatic, but changed my life, is that if you are a nervous speaker or nervous to get up and speak, I believe that will actually make you a very strong speaker. And it's that exact feeling of, oh my goodness, and the butterflies, and I can't do this, my face will go red, my voice will shake, all of those things, that once you actually get up there and you practice a few times, that feeling really just shifts. And all of a sudden, it's actually amazingly exciting and kind of addicting.
Quite liberating, I'd imagine, once you've done it.
Yeah, it really is. And I really think that, the most nervous speakers to begin with really have the opportunity to become the best speakers.
That's interesting. Julianne, we'll talk more in just a moment and get some tips, but let's bring in Gavin. Now, Gavin, for people who are regular listeners to BBC Oxford, they'll know you from Joe's programme, Joe in the Afternoon, as our wildlife expert. Tell us what happened to you. Was it about a year, 18 months ago?
Yes, it was. Sorry, hi, thanks for having me.
That's all right, pleasure.
Yes, it was September 2008. I collapsed at home and I'd had a massive hemorrhagic stroke, had a burst vessel in my brain which caused me to be paralysed down the left side, and it has also damaged the part of my brain it does my eyesight. So I've lost half my eyesight, and I've gradually got movement in my leg and hand back a bit, and I'm sort of a bit more mobile than I was, and I spent 5 months in hospital. And it's been a long journey and a long struggle to try and get back to being the person I was. I'd like to go and back and work for BBOUT again, because of course I was their media representative. And one of the reasons why I joined the ISIS Speakers Club was because, I did have a job working a lot in the media before, and initially after my stroke I couldn't speak at all, and my voice has gradually got better over the months. And I really wanted to rediscover those oral communication skills and hone them. And the ICE Speakers Club has been an absolute godsend, because exactly as Julianne said, it is a nice environment. They're very nice, friendly people that evaluate your speeches, and everything's very structured, and you get good evaluation of what you say and your style of speaking. And I found it fantastically kind of confidence boosting for me to, having had the stroke, and go and stand at the lectern and talk to people. And I've really enjoyed it, and it's been a great boost to me, and I think it's probably helping me on my road back to work and recovery.
I saw you just after, so you came along to the BBC Oxford Carol service at Christchurch Cathedral just before Christmas, and I saw you there, and I can't believe actually just in a space of a month and a half how much your speech has come on as well. Has this really, really helped then, not just with your confidence, but just being able to develop that speech again?
Yes, absolutely. And sort of think on my feet and so on. I mean, it's something I often joke about, although it is obviously a serious matter for me. But when I had my stroke, a lot of my friends and work colleagues from BBAT that visited me in hospital said, "Gav, I'm so glad you can still speak, because..." And then other people would say, "Well, it would take a lot more than the stroke to shut you up, Gavin." and I'm hoping that's true. I'm hoping that the stroke hasn't shut me up, and I've still got something to say, and I'm enjoying it.
So what kind of people go to your particular group then? Are they people like you that are looking to rehabilitate themselves, or is it just a vast sort of section of people?
No, there is a diversity, and we've got some mature professional people and some students as well that are studying in Oxford. And we would encourage anybody who wants to develop their oral speaking skills. I mean, for example, anyone who's at work has probably at some time or another had to speak to a meeting or a board or a steering group or something like that and present their case or their findings, and it can be very daunting, especially speaking to work colleagues or managers that are higher above you in the place you work, and it can be very daunting. And I think it's a great place to develop those kind of skills and confidence. All kinds of people have reasons to speak to audiences. It might be in church, it might be at the local club, or
even at something like a wedding or something like that we were mentioning earlier on. So both of you now then, I guess, because we've sort of talked about